The latest floodwaters create time-consuming detours. Omaha, Nebraska. The latest on floodwaters are washing away roads, making some communities unreachable and forcing drivers to make time-consuming detours in parts of the Midwest. Flooding has closed more than 100 roads in Missouri and 70 miles. Some plant workers travel from Atchison County, Missouri, where a levee breach grew larger overnight. The counties emerged. The flooding is due to melting snow and heavy rains that hit the region last week. Authorities say river flooding has surrounded a northern Illinois neighborhood with water, prompting residents to escape in boats. The National Weather Service says the flooding is due to melting snow and recent heavy rains that recently hit the Midwest. People living in the Illinois village of Roscoe say children have walked through high floodwaters or kayaked to catch school buses amid flooding along the Rock River. About 40 miles 64 kilometers away in Freeport, authorities say rescue workers have helped more than 170 people evacuate their homes since Saturday due to flooding along the Pecatonica River. The river is at its flooding along rivers in western Michigan also has damaged dozens of homes and businesses. The president of the Nebraska Farm Bureau says farm and ranch losses due to the devastating flooding could reach $1 billion in the state. Steve Nelson estimates $400 million in crop losses because of crops that will be planted late, if at all. He also estimates. Nelson tells the Omaha World Herald that he wouldn't be surprised if lost. Agriculture amounts to 20% of Nebraska's gross domestic product and provides 1 of every 4 jobs in the state. Nelson says flooding is costing the state's cattle industry $1 million a day in costs that usually aren't covered by insurance. Vice President Mike Pence is headed to the Midwest to view flood damage as farmers raise concerns that busted levees won't be fixed before the traditional spring flood season. Pence is scheduled to visit Omaha, Nebraska, late Tuesday afternoon. Hundreds of homes. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers says rivers breached at least a dozen levees in Nebraska, Iowa, and Missouri. Flooding is expected. Corps official Judd Nubian says levees usually take 6 months to repair. That means the Nebraska Farm Bureau says farm and ranch losses could reach $1 billion in Nebraska alone. Search for location/city.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.